Deutsche Bank has had an ongoing program to encourage socioeconomic diversity and ethnic diversity as well into the Wall Street community generally, and has looked for various programs to do so. Many of them are interesting, but Youth About Business was particularly powerful for us because it actually had an educational and training part of the program. And so we saw that as a way to interact with kids directly through their educational process and their learning and presentation skills process in a very powerful way for us to get to know them better, for them to get to know us better, and at the same time for them to take away a skill set which they could use no matter what they chose for their future going into college or future work later on in their careers. Well, you know, the financial services sector, even though we're going through a financial crisis right now, still employs a great many people in this economy. And there are some front office types, investment bankers that may have a little bit higher profile than some of the other jobs that are required to service this. But there's a vast amount of very good jobs that we have to offer. They can be in accounting, in marketing, in human resources, financial operations, trading, as well as investment banking and more traditional commercial banking and investment banking types of professions. And in order to attract that workforce, we need to have a broader pool and hire the best people that we can find. And what's been traditional on Wall Street is that pool that we look at for applicants is more narrow than we think represents the population, and it's more narrow than we think represents our ability to attract the best and brightest and most motivated people to this career. And so Youth About Business was a nice window for us into a segment of the population that we may not traditionally have looked at. And what we found are highly motivated, very smart, very talented individuals. And as they grow and develop through this program, as well as their formal training and education that they're getting through their high school and college, is that as we get to know each other better and better, more and more, the fits of both careers as well as how we run and organize our business can be matched up in a pretty efficient manner. So we're very optimistic that we've had some near-term successes on finding people and helping to educate people on what's going on Wall Street, and at the same time have developed a relationship where we think the pipeline for the future was very positive. I started off on one of the summer camps early on into their process, so one of their first days through a week-long process, and saw the kids really at their most raw, so to speak, as far as how they were assessing the case at hand, how they were thinking about the presentation materials. I also came back that week and judged the final presentation series, and to look at the contrast between where they started and how they finished, both in their understanding of the business case, their analytical involvement on the quantitative and comprehension of what were the major issues through that problem at hand, as well as then the final presentation that the team had to give was incredibly impressive. And you know, I look back at my own high school years and don't think I could get through that type of week-long presentation where they stayed up all night, they had all of the interactions and negotiations that they had to do and come up with a formal PowerPoint presentation, which was very well accomplished. And some of the comments by the panelists at that time were, wow, it's amazing. Some of the folks had more detail and more depth than our current employees do, that they've learned through that 1 week experience of being very intense and focused on it. And so, you know, it showed for me that if you get access to these smart, motivated people, that's the common ingredient for anybody to succeed. And if you have those smart, motivated people in a structure or in an environment where they're learning something that's very applicable, you're going to get very good results. And like I said, whether or not some of these kids come onto Wall Street or enjoy jobs in a vast variety of industries, they're going to be better off having gone through this experience.